Hi guys, today we're going to discuss how men who are raised by feminists have a different worldview than other men and how it directly affects their lives and relationships. We're going to go over a message I received from someone in Europe who shares his story about how being raised by feminists has directly affected his dating life and how he's never been able to form a long-term relationship with a woman. This is how the story goes. Hello, I'm a 30-year-old man from Europe. I'm an engineer with a successful career. My house is worth $750,000 and I own it. It's completely paid off. I'm basically formed like a peer in terms of my physical look. Since I started exercising, things have been going better. And I practice martial arts too. I've been doing karate for 3 years. My main issue is that I've been in a relationship rut for 7 years. I don't have any friends either. I've only ever had one girlfriend, and she was with me for 4 months. I recently made the decision to start dating once more since loneliness was intolerable. I met a woman a month ago at work who piqued my interest, but nothing really happened. I resisted making a move since I wouldn't date someone from the office in order to safeguard my job. Another thing I need to mention is that I grew up with 2 ardent feminists. The paradigm that feminism had implanted in my head when I started dating my first girlfriend in college clashed with reality and eventually made me feel insecure and depressed about life and my future with women. I therefore dedicated the past 7 years to improving myself and advancing my job. The office girl that I like, I have started to ignore her in a way that signaled that I was really interested in her. But I ceased to be the man in whom she had originally shown interest because I know that you have to ignore women to make them interested in you. She was no longer visibly interested in me after that, but then she started meeting other guys in a bid to make me jealous. And it did. It made me furious. I felt that she was trying to make me into an orbiter by making me jealous and leading me to believe that we might end up together. However, I realized she was merely drawn to me and maybe didn't know what to do. She took action and started making moves on me. When we were alone, she repeatedly tried to invade my personal space, but I kept her from getting too close. She made other attempts, and each time I made sure to express my disinterest. She stopped pursuing me, so she must have understood. This is what I want to ask. How can I get over her and resume acting normally around her for work-related reasons? Every day I have to communicate with her, and I don't want people to think I'm crazy because of how I behave around her. I don't want to jeopardize my professional future. I don't have a dating life. What should I do? How should I go about reconstructing it? Any traps or perils to watch out for? Because of the way my mother raised me, I believe I have some sort of mental impairment. Even though my dad was at home, he still let everything happen. Alright, so that's the complete message that I received. Even though it was in multiple parts, I narrated the whole of it for your understanding. So this guy is making good money. He's just 30, and he's been able to purchase a home. That's huge. He really must be earning a top salary or making the right investments from an early age. His dry spell began when he was 23. That is not ideal. I understand his dilemma. He needs to have healthy relationships with women, because otherwise, he will have a hard time trying to find a woman suited to his liking, and even harder to create interest for himself. Let's investigate the situation now. Another thing I feel is that you need to have a good social life if you want to live a better life. And this guy doesn't mention what he does in his spare time, or that he has any male friends. It's extremely important for guys to hang out with other guys who are doing well in life. They learn from each other's experiences, and they help each other out. And if you want women in your life, you must demonstrate your social proof. It's always going to be a problem if you don't have other males in your life that you can do cool things with. You ought to be social in real life. I'd like to ask you an honest question here. Why aren't you interacting with these people if you practice martial arts and exercise? They're people who you spend time with on a regular basis doing an activity that you're all learning together. So after a practice session, go out and get a drink or something to eat and see what other interests you could have in common with the other guys. It really just then baffles me how you spent the previous 7 years in what you have described as social seclusion. Interesting, bearing a single night spent in a high school, so I'm guessing your notch count is somewhere around 2 at max. If I'm being completely honest, it doesn't sound like you've made much progress. You've spent 7 years working on yourself and not much has changed, and you're still struggling to connect with women positively. I can tell you right now that you went about it the incorrect way. So let's resolve this. And by the way, it's generally a good idea to avoid dipping your pen in business ink. I thought you declared that you wouldn't date someone from your workplace. You see, this is how I perceive men. You desire physical intimacy with ladies. You genuinely want to have physical relations with them. Yet you warn the woman to leave your personal space when she really advances into it. Why? You already know that you want intimacy. Then why don't you act accordingly? Flirt and get physical with her. Naturally, you shouldn't do it at your desk in the office. Instead, do it elsewhere, but you get the idea. You lament the lack of positive interactions you've had with women. You push a woman who advances on you out of your personal space. I think you don't understand the dynamics at play between the genders. You know, ladies have a lot of options. Even ladies with average looks attract the attention of males. There will always be guys visibly pursuing women, and all women know that they have their options. So when this girl that you actually liked made her moves, you kept pushing her away, and you justify it by saying that it was only to ensure that she came for you again? That doesn't make sense. I mean, if a woman you like is pursuing you, that's a 1 in 1,000 occurrence right there. You should take it and get on with it. Life doesn't throw chances at you like that, except for when you're a celebrity or you're incredibly attractive, which you say you're not. So guys like you who are average looking, it's all about playing the game. There is no sign from you that you are approaching ladies in any way. In reality, you're turning away ladies who are trying to approach you. Start dating ladies if you want a better experience in the dating world. You believe that women will just appear in your life at random and knock on your door. That's not going to happen. You have to work for it. I'm not sure what you expect, but you have to approach a woman and show her that you're a guy worth her time, interest, and energy by expressing interest in her. It amazes me that you aren't doing any of those things, but it's not entirely surprising given that you were brought up by 2 staunch feminists, as you said. This seriously confuses guys. I've dealt with a ton of guys who share the same upbringing and outlook on the world. Their entire worldview is utterly flawed. And this is why I say again and again how important it is for children to have a strong and masculine male figure in their lives. And again, what you do in your free time really matters. You need to spend time with other men. You must surround yourself with men who strive for excellence. It makes no difference what it is. You enjoy learning combat sports at a dojo, playing music, or lifting weights. Then do it, and do it with other guys. And it's not just about women. Activities such as these help you develop as a person. They make you healthier, both physically and emotionally. Do something that enables competition while also being challenging. Women appreciate and admire guys who take on challenging tasks, guys who make an impact, guys who break the rules of normalcy and accelerate life. Probably the only reason this girl from work was into you was because of something you were doing there, something that she found significant, admired, and respected. So you were making a dent at work, and it attracted the girl you already liked. It's probably because you strive for greatness in your work that you were able to attract her. And her advances towards you weren't subtle, by the way. She was figuratively throwing herself at you. If we're being honest, I think you got a bit too nervous and scared, so you kept pushing her off. You've been raised in an environment that shuns masculinity. Your parents probably told you to not be assertive, to always say yes when a woman wants something, and to basically go against the very nature of your being. So when this girl that you like makes advances at you, your brain really doesn't know what to do. On one hand, your primal male instincts want you to flirt back with her, make your move, and initiate physical relations with her. But on the other hand, the part of you that was influenced by your feminist parents didn't really know what to do because, throughout your life, you heard stories about how men should be silent, not make any moves, and let women walk all over them. You were never trained on how to have healthy relations with the opposite gender. Let that sink in, so you need to focus on having more relations with women. Think of it as mathematics. The more you practice it, the better you get. And you need to do this practice with women by dating them, so you can reconfigure and recalibrate your brain to allow masculinity to guide you in your future relationships. That's it for today, guys. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.